Well, this is the Forest of Arden.
Now my co-mates, friends in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious haunt? Now my co-mates, friends in exile, have not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp. Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious haunt? Here feel we not the penalty of that the season's difference as the icy fang and churlish chiding of the winter wind, which when it bites and blows upon me, even though I shrink with cold, I smile. Oh, I smile. And this our life, exempt from public harm, finds tongues in trees and books in running brooks. And this our life, exempt from public harm, finds sermons in storms and good in everything. Now my co-mates, friends in exile, have not old custom made this life more sweet. I would not change it.
Forbear, and eat no more.
Art thou thus boldened, man, by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemst so empty?
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress hath ta'en from me the show of smooth civility.
Well, sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
I thank ye, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. One man in his time plays many parts, his act being 7 ages. First the infant, mewling and puking in her nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like a furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, quick in quarrel, seeking a bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, with fair round belly and eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. So she plays her part. The 6th age shifts to the lean and and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shape, and his big manly voice turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all that ends this strange history is second childishness, mere oblivion, sense teeth, sense eye, sense taste, sense everything, everything.
Be truly welcome hither. Give me your hand, and let me to all your fortunes understand. Give us some music, and good cousins, sang.
Blow.
Blow thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Thy tune is not so keen because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Hi-ho, sing hi-ho, unto the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving dear folly. And hi-ho, the holly. This life is most jolly. Breathe the bitter sky that does not bite so nigh as benefits for God. Though thou waters warp, thy sting is not so sharp as friend remember God. Hi-ho, sing hi-ho, unto the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving dear folly. Then hi-ho, the holly. This life is most jolly. Hi-ho, sing hi-ho, unto the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving dear folly. Then hi-ho, the holly. This life is most jolly.
And how like you the shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Oh, truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But in respect that it is a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect that it is private, it is a very vile life. Now, in respect it is in the fields, it pleaseth me well. But in respect it is not in the court, it is tedious. Now, as it is a spare life, look you, it fits my humor well, but as there is no more plenty in it, it goes much against my stomach. Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No more, but that I know that the more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. And that the property of rain is to wet and fire to burn. That good pasture makes fat sheep, and that a great cause of the night is a great lack of the sun.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Wast ever in court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Oh, then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope.
Truly, thou art damned.
For not being at court? Your reason.
Why, if thou never wast at court, then thou never sawest good manners. If thou never sawest good manners, then thy manners must be wicked. And wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Thou art in a parlous state, shepherd.
Not a whit, Touchstone. Those that are good manners at the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behavior of the country is most mockable at the court. You told me you salute not at the court, but you kiss your hands. That courtesy would be uncleanly if courtiers were shepherds.
Instance, briefly, come. Instance.
Why, we are still handling our ewes, and their fells, you know, are greasy.
Why do not your courtiers' hands sweat? And is not the grease of a mutton as wholesome as the sweat of a man? Shallow, shallow. A better instance, I say, come.
Besides, our hands are hard.
Oh, your lips will feel them the sooner. Shallow, shallow. A more sounder instance, come.
Oh, you have too courtly a wit for me. I will rest.
Wilt thou rest damned? God help thee, shallow man.
Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I want, owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness, and the greatest of my pride is to see my ewes graze.
That is another simple sin in you, to bring the ewes and the rams together and to offer to make your living by the copulation of cattle. If thou beest not damned for this, the devil himself will have no shepherds. I cannot see else how thou shouldst scape.
Angeline Baker lives on the village green. The way I always loved her beats all I've ever seen. Angeline Baker, Angeline I know. Should have married Angeline some 20-odd years ago. Angeline Baker, age of 43. Let her sugar candy, but she still won't marry me. Angeline Baker, Angeline I know. Should have married Angeline some 20-odd years ago.
Come, woo me. Woo me! For now I am in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Hey, you would better speak first, and when you were gravelled for lack of matter, you may take occasion to kiss.
How if the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Who could be out, being before his beloved mistress?
Marry, that should you if I were your mistress, or I should think my honesty ranker than my wit.
What of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. Am not I your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well, in her person, I say, I will not have you.
Then in mine own person, I die.
No, faith. Die by attorney. The poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all this time there was not any man died in his own person, videlicet in a love cause. Troilus had his brains dashed out with a Grecian club, yet he did what he could to die before, and he is one of the patterns of love. Leander, he would have lived for many a fair year, though Hero had turned none, if it had not been for a hot midsummer night, for, good youth, He went but forth to wash him in the Hellespont, and being taken with the cramp, was drowned. And the foolish chroniclers of our age found that it was Hero Alcestis. But these are all lies. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand, it will not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition, and ask me what you will. I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, faith, will I. Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wilt thou have me?
Aye. And 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are not you good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Give me your hand, Orlando. You must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I might ask you for your commission, but I do take thee, Orlando, for my husband.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Else she would not have the wit to do this. The wiser, the waywarder. Make the doors upon a woman's wit, and will out at the casement. Shut that, and it will out at the keyhole. Stop that, 'twill fly with the smoke out of the chimney.
Oh, my Audrey, oh, won't you marry me? For I come to Arden Forest with a banjo on my banjo on my banjo on my knee. Come apace, good Audrey, I will fetch up your goats, Audrey. And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Doth my simple feature content you?
Your features, Lord warrant us, what features?
Oh, I am here with thy goats, Audrey, as the most capricious poet honest Ovid was among the Goths. Oh, when a man's verses cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with the forward child's understanding, it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly, I wish the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest indeed in word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
No, I do, truly, for thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope that thou didst feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou wert hard-favored, for honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey a sauce to sugar.
Well, I am not fair, and therefore I wish the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast away honesty upon a foul slut were to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I am not a slut, though I think the gods I am foul.
Well, praised be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter, but be it as it may, I will marry thee, and to that end I have been with the vicar in the next village, who hath promised to couple us.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Tomorrow is the joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow will we be married.
I do desire it with all my heart, and I hope it is no dishonest desire to be a woman of the world. Here come two of the Duke's banished pages.
By my troth, well met. Come, sit, and a song.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
So am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, and all made of wishes, all adoration, duty and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, all observance. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
So am I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
And if this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Why do you speak too? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that is not here, nor doth not hear.
Pray you, no more of this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. Silvius, I will help you if I can. Phoebe, I would love you if I could. Tomorrow, meet me all together. Phoebe, I will marry you if ever I marry woman, and I'll be married tomorrow. Orlando, I will satisfy you if ever I satisfied man, and you shall be married tomorrow. Silvius, I will content you if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. Orlando, as you love Rosalind, meet. Silvius, as you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. So, fare you well, I have left you commands.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
We will begin these rites, as we do trust they'll end in true delight. First, to the forest, let us to those ends, which here were well begun and well begot. Forget that new fallen dignity, and fall into our rustic revelry. Play, music, and you, brides, bridegrooms all, with measures heaped in joy, to the measures fall. Woohoo!
It is not the fashion to see the lady the epilogue, but it is no more unhandsome to see the lord the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, 'tis true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays prove the better by the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in, then, that am neither a good epilogue nor cannot insinuate with you in the behalf of a good play? I am not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg would not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men or women, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women or men, as as I perceive by your simpering, none of you hates them. That between you and the women, the play may please. As I am a woman, I would kiss as many of you as have beards that pleased me, complexions that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I am sure, as many as have good beards, or good faces, or sweet breaths will, for my kind offer, when we make curtsy, bid us farewell.
All I want is you to be my bride. Take me by the hand and stand by my side.